On 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, a mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. We're having a good day. We are back where the air is clean and it's a little bit cooler. I'll explain all of that in just a moment. Also, I want to say thank you very much to Jonathan Dent for sitting in for the past couple of weeks as we made a trip that many folks wish they could. Other folks have been there and loved it. Bucket lists all over the place. When you talk Alaska, a lot of folks really are interested in that state and probably should, because we learned a lot and it was very enjoyable, other than the record heat. Currently around here, it's 80 degrees at the airport, 81 at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is at 82. Downtown Bay City is currently at 81. We have a southwest breeze gusting to right around 30 miles per hour, 29.78, and falling is the barometric pressure. The reason for that is we do have a low pressure system crossing the straits right now from the west to the east, pulling a cold front along. And as a result, what's going to be happening is clouds will be on the increase, as they are in northern Michigan. And we're seeing a few clouds moving in here to the Great Lakes Bay region. Also some spotty shower activity, which is very welcome. I cannot believe being gone as long as I have been to find out that many folks didn't get a drop of rain over the past couple of weeks here in the Great Lakes Bay region. We really do need some shower activity, and it does appear over the next couple of days or so that we are going to have a chance of seeing some shower activity here in the Great Lakes Bay region. Not only one, but two fronts will be crossing the state tomorrow, and it will reduce our temperatures. Matter of fact, we're warmer right now than what our high temperature is going to be tomorrow. And then moving into Wednesday, we'll get up to about 78. So we're running below average. We will run below average on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then as we move into Friday, the heat will come back. But in the process, we're crossing our fingers that we're going to get a little bit of precipitation. Just how much, obviously, the thunderstorm activity, whatever, it's going to be very spotty in terms of coverage. And some areas are going to pick up quite a bit of precipitation in a short period of time. Others will get very little. Over the past couple of weeks, probably the primary recipient of any precipitation in the state was in the southeast corner, where Ann Arbor last week and surrounding areas there, in some cases, picked up as much as 2.5 inches of rain in a real short period of time. So it helped the crops down in that part of the state. But otherwise, if you don't have irrigation, the crops have really dried right down. The sugar beets are obviously laying pretty much flat. We are seeing soybeans develop rather nicely in a lot of areas. And the wheat harvest, we'll be talking to Gary Kaufman in just a moment. That's just beginning to kick in here in the Great Lakes Bay region. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more on an even keel when it comes to precipitation. But the long-range outlook to run all the way through the 24th of the month is for our precipitation to be at or slightly below normal for this time of the year. And we will resume more steady above average temperatures once we get toward the tail end of the work week this week, beginning with Friday and going all the way through, as I said, the 24th of the month. One thing in particular that a lot of folks are not aware of, probably because they don't pay a lot of attention, but the 1930s was an exceptionally hot decade. And in particular, 1936 was a very warm year, especially in July. And our record high in this state is 107. That was set back in 1936. The record low 41 set in 1945. The decade of the 1930s, we had 19 out of 31 days where we had record high temperatures listed here in the Great Lakes Bay area. And of course, the Dust Bowl area in history in the central part of the country was recorded through roughly 34 through 36, 1934 through 1936. So when you figure you've got 31 days in the month of July and 19 of those days, we had record high temperatures set back in the decade of the 30s. That gives you a pretty good idea just how warm it was. I don't know if that factors into folks talking about global warming or climate change or whatever it is, but that was a very hot decade here, not only in Michigan, but all across the country. And hopefully we don't see that happen anytime soon. We also had a few days in 2012 where we had record highs, and also a few days back in 1988. And some of you will remember back that far, where we had an exceptionally warm and dry summer then. So interesting little factoids when it comes to our weather. So when we talk about a high of 86, it's above average, but it's pretty nice. Low of 67 tonight. Sun will set this evening at 9:18, rise tomorrow morning at 6:07. There will be a spotty shower around again. I emphasize spotty as we go into the afternoon, and some scattered showers early tonight. As a frontal system, the first one will move through late tonight and early tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow with a high of 79, we'll see some clouds, a spotty shower around. Two fronts are going to be moving through. So not a lot of sunshine in the forecast for tomorrow. On Wednesday, clouds, spotty showers early, and then sun as we go through the day. 78 for a high, 54 for a low on Wednesday night. Thursday, high pressure over the Sioux, sunshine, 80 degrees for a high, 55 for a low, and then partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s through the entire period. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Gary Kaufman is standing by at Star of the West. We'll be talking to him in just a moment. But before we do all that, we want to remind you, the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Kryjak's House Family Restaurant. You got a supply of the food for an event coming up, and a lot of you I know have plenty of things coming up. Here's the telephone number, 989-894-5531. You give them a call. They'll have the food ready for you to pick up on your day. Kryjak's House, it's also a great place to dine in. Corner of Cass in Michigan on Bay City's south side. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Gary, how's things going?
Good morning there, Terry. Doing pretty well for a Monday.
Yep, a Monday, and driving through from the airport late yesterday afternoon, early evening even. I saw combines in the field.
Yeah, we had a pretty active weekend on wheat harvest, Terry. I mean, it started kind of on Friday, and a little more guys got going Saturday, and a few more guys got going Sunday, and today a few more will get going. So yeah, it's been a nice weekend harvest activity, and yields are, generally from what I'm hearing, are respectable. I mean, it's not a bumper crop by any means, but it's not a poor crop, but quality is excellent. Moistures are running anywhere from 14 to 20, and average is probably around 15, 16. As each day went by, the moisture continued to drop on some of that wheat that's been definitely ready to harvest.
So at this stage of the game, looking pretty decent. And some of the other crops don't look all that bad either. What are some of the factors right now that have influenced our market over the past few days, Gary?
Well, it's basically been weather, Terry, and it'll continue to be weather. The concern over this hot, dry weather pattern that we're seeing for the next, potentially 2 weeks here, and it's during that some of that, you get down in that I states, critical pollination phase for much of the corn belt, and so they're watching weather pretty closely. Even though we had some, decent rains ahead of this, hot, dry weather, some areas, it'll sustain it probably through pollination, but again, that's going to be the market mover for sure, Terry, in the next, oh gosh, here in next week, 2 weeks for sure.
So what are we looking at right now?
Well, we had quite an interesting market here overnight. On that hot, dry weather forecast, markets came out of the gate screaming last night. We're off the highs on the corn and the wheat, and wheat just made a complete reversal here. I mean, we were up almost 52 cents overnight, and we had a 79-cent range, and we were down 27 cents. But now we're only down 17. But other than that, corn and beans are still on the positive. But, it's like any other day, just a volatile market, Terry, just big swings, fast swings. And, it just seems like nothing's really changed, but a lot of volume being traded. But right now, let's call cash and new crop wheat down 18, Terry, at 834 on the white, 784 on the red. Cash corn up 14 at 647. New crop is up 15 at 584. Cash soybeans up 22 at 1585, and new crop, let's call it up 25 at 1357.
You have a great day, Gary. Thanks a lot.
I will. You do the same, Terry. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. We've got Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. The market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. Hey, are you ready to upgrade to a new Ram truck for your family farm? Well, now's the time to order your Ram 150, 2500, or your 3500. So come to see Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, Great Lakes Bay Area certified ag dealer. They specialize in all models of new Ram commercial trucks and vans. Ordering is now the way to go. So buy with confidence from Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth since 1852, where family and service sells cars. Morning, Doug.
Good morning.
Well, I'll tell you, some things never change. Some things you never forget. Some things you want to forget. One thing that I wanted to forget is the way these markets have been running the past few days. And
been rough.
Yeah, but you can't. There they are.
I know.
And even up in Alaska, that was a big conversation with a lot of the locals up there. Also, the fact that big pipeline, it's only pumping about a third of what is normal. And normal being what they were pumping about 2.5, 3 years ago.
They say a reason for that, running out, or is it just
no place to ship it to, no place to pump it to?
Because the pipelines down here are all shut down, or what?
Yeah, the receiving areas aren't receiving the crude like they used to, and the processing, they just can't move the product as easily in the lower 48, as the Alaskans say. And as a result, it's roughly, I want to say pretty much a third capacity, or a third of what they were shipping about 3 years ago or so down the pipeline. And there's constant pressure up there to shut that pipeline down. Constant. And fees and licensing and everything else. I have one word for it. I guess the politically correct word would be, I don't understand, but I do. It's a shame. It's really a shame. And we're trying to get the same product from other places in the globe. And that production up there is just shut way back.
This is dumb.
Totally.
Seems like the greenies are out of control, but they're being funded by Soros and Bloomberg and all those billionaires who have an agenda. They're just behind the curtain. So most people can't see that, but we're feeling it. Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable. So what's happening?
Well, the dollar's hitting highs. It's pretty close to 108 right now. It actually cleared 108 earlier in the day. So that's a problem. Obviously, we've talked about that before. China's getting hit pretty hard, more on regulations and fines and all that stuff going on over there. So their stock market is getting hit. Of course, that's kind of filtering over to our stock market. I heard over last week that Russia said maybe they're going to take Alaska back. So I don't know what you heard up there, but I think they probably don't have anything to worry about. But man, the rhetoric from that idiot over there is causing us great grief. So anyway, so let me just give you the numbers. The September corn is 6.46 1/4, up 13 cents. December corn 6.37 3/4, up 14 1/4. And the September of 2023 corn is $6. That is up 6.5 cents. August soybeans 15.36 1/2, up 23 1/4. November soybeans 14.22, up 25 1/2. And November of 23 soybeans 13.07 1/4, up 21 1/2. The August wheat is 8.71 1/2, down 20 cents. December wheat is 8.87 1/4, down 19 1/4. And July of 23 wheat is 8.91 1/4, down 15 cents. So crude oil's had a wild day today. I was given December quotes all week last week until I realized the August crude was running at over $100 a barrel, and the December crude was running about 92. So quite a difference between 6 months. But anyway, so the August crude is 103.74. That's down $1.05. Heating oil is 375.19. That's up 8 cents. Gasoline is 343.40. That's down 1 cent. And it should be about 4.10 at the pump, but again, we won't see that. Natural gas 6.38 3/4. That's up 42 cents. That's a big mover today. Over to currencies. The Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar gets you 129.85 at the border. That's up 37 ticks. The dollar gets you 137.30 yen. That's up 122 ticks. The euro's at 100 and I don't know. What do you say? It's $1.076 or whatever. It's down 100 ticks. And then the dollar at 107.90. That's up 90 ticks. Gold's at 1736.90. That's down $5.40 again on the strong dollar. Silver's 1915, down 8.5 cents. Platinum's 859.30. That's down $23.50.
You have a great day, Doug. We'll talk to you again. All righty.
Mm-hmm.
That was Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Let's go over to Yo and Yo right now. I have Steve Treese on the line with me right now. Steve, good morning. How are you?
Hey, Terry. Good morning. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you bet. Understand that you learned a little something within the past 3 weeks or so. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. So everything we've been hearing about inflation, everybody's hearing about it all over the place. So something that came across my desk not too long ago, I thought I'd share. Maybe I don't want to call it good news because nothing with inflation is, but maybe a little silver lining for people to hear. For inflation and regarding next year's taxes. So when people are going to be filing their 22 taxes in early 23, you're going to see a little bit of maybe some breaks because every year certain things are adjusted for inflation when it comes to your taxes. And this year with inflation running so hot, a lot of these things are going to be adjusted even higher, which are kind of going to prove as a break for people. Some of the bigger things are just in general, your standard deduction. Everybody's either taking the itemized deduction or standard. A lot more these days are taking standard. That's going to be adjusted even higher than usual. So that's going to help people out a little bit. And then your income tax brackets overall, those are going to go up quite a bit higher, which it's the thresholds on those, a certain dollar amount threshold. Those are going to be up higher, which is going to help people for, as you're earning money, you got to get to an even higher amount before it's taxed even more.
So,
and there are, go ahead.
No, go ahead. So what should we prepare ourselves to do, Steve?
Well, you're really not going to see, you're probably not going to directly see this. You know, you're just going to go to your tax preparer like normal, give them all your stuff. And when they prepare your taxes, all this stuff's just going to come right through, just like it would each year. So you're not going to, you don't have to do anything different. You just indirectly, you're going to see a little bit of a break in the end. Okay. There are a couple big things that they're not really giving us a break on, and they kind of never have. And those are Social Security income limits for when that Social Security income gets taxed. They haven't changed that, I don't think, and it's been decades since that began, and they've never changed it. They likely won't again. It would be nice if they would.
And the other?
And the other's a big one because it has to do with how hot the housing market is right now. So you currently don't get taxed on a gain on the sale of your principal residence, you know, a house that you've lived in for any 2 of the last 5 years.
Okay, I've got a break.
Exclude up to.
Yep, I've got a break. For more information, just get a hold of Steve over at Yo and Yo. Steve, you take care. Have a great day. All righty.